You're not allowed to win. You're not allowed to get in shape, the best shape of your life. You're not allowed to, get the most beautiful woman, to get the most shapely woman, to get the most feminine woman, to get the most submissive woman. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to dominate. You're not allowed to make as much money as you possibly can. You're not allowed to. No, 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 Sirski. You're not allowed to do any of that. You're breaking the order of things around here. You're not allowed to look good. You're not allowed to smell good. You're not allowed to put on that Dolce and Gabbana. You're not allowed to put on that Burberry. You're not allowed to be spiffy. Oh, you want to put on a double breast suit? You're not allowed to do that. You want to drive clean. You want to look clean. You want to be well groomed. You want to have some nice clothes on. Not too expensive. You just want to put on something nice. You don't want to have on no ugly shoes. You want to put on some nice shoes. Just some Nikes. Just some Adidas. No, you're not allowed to. Why? Because the majority of men don't want to see you win. That's why you're not allowed to. Not because you can't. No, because men are sick. Men are sick with the brokey disease. They are sick with the envy disease. They are sick with the jealousy disease. Modern men are sick. This is why many can't rise above the grain. This is why it's essential for you not to really have friends. This is why it's pivotal for you to rise and be creme de la creme, cream of the crop. This is why it's essential, because then you'll find like-minded individuals. This is when you find like-minded people who are on your route, who are headed in a direction that you're headed in. But while you're on this journey, I implore you not to have friends, because I guarantee you, most of those friends are sorry. Most of those friends are lazy. Most of those friends are backstabbing. Most of them don't want to see you win. Most of them don't want to see you rise to the occasion. They don't want to see you rise. Why? Why? Because that means you will have to rise. See, let me tell y'all this story. I was talking to this woman. I was talking to this woman at work, and she was telling me about an ex of hers, right? She said how she liked to put on her dress and her heels. She liked to get all nice. She liked to go out. She liked to smell good. But this loser, I'm glad she got rid of him. This loser, he always wanted to put on jogging pants. He would always ask, oh, why you got to put all that on? Why you got to do all that? Why you got to be looking all elegant? Why you got to be looking all pretty? Why you got to be looking like somebody? Right? And she went on to tell me, like, he just kept doing it and kept doing it. And she was wondering, why does he keep doing this? Why does he keep saying these things? Doesn't he want to be like me? Doesn't he want to match my energy? Why is he wanting to bring me down? Why is he wanting to make me want to be like him, like a bum? That is not me. But she eventually let that bum go, because she started to notice that, okay, he's not doing anything. He's not striving to be anything. He just want to sit around. He's not trying to advance in his career. He's not trying to excel in anything. He doesn't want to be the best possible him he can be. So she had to let that loser go on about his business. But that seems to be the main issue with a lot of men today. It's not even with just men. The ladies suffer from it too. They get with these losers who they thought that they seen potential in, but they just ended up being bombs. They just ended up being homeless men. That's all that they are. See, modern day men, especially in America, they don't want to see nobody doing better, right? Especially when they're not doing anything. They want everybody around them to be mediocre, including the women. See, this is why I implore you, ladies. I implore you, ladies, to leave these bombs in the past. Listen, 2025 going into 2026. Ladies, we leaving all bums, all losers, all less than desirables. We're leaving these ninjas in the past. No more sleeping with bombs. Put that coochie on lock. You only sleep with men who got some money. Only sleep with men who have some say so. Only sleep with men who have some motion. No more of these bomb ass. Don't feel sorry for them, right? The dead pill is dead. The manosphere is a bunch of bullshit. Leave these ninjas in 2025. Let them suffer. They don't need no punani. They don't need it. They need to get out here and make some money and excel. That's what they need to do. They don't need to be worried about no punani. Put it on lock for these ninjas, right? Only sleep with the winners, right? Make them learn their lesson. They need to learn a lesson, right? So, gentlemen, gentlemen who want to exceed, gentlemen who want to go above and beyond, right? I implore you to leave those guys in the past as well. Leave those old friends, those smoking buddies. Leave them in the past. They don't. They mean you no well, right? Why they keep asking you to come over and smoke that ganja, right? Why they keep asking you to come over and drink that alcohol, right? They want you to stay where you are. Hold on, let me turn the AC on. It's getting a little hot because I'm spitting. Turn that AC on. See, it's getting hot in here. That's what happens when the truth is being told. See, they don't want you to rise above them. They want you to stay the same, right? You ever stop smoking? This is what happened to me, right? Once upon a time, I used to be a big weed head back in middle school, high school, right? The beginning of college, but when it was time to go to the military, right, I quit cold turkey. But here's the thing: when I came back, I was just on a whole nother level. A lot of my friends that I used to hang out with, the most we had in common was we sat down and smoked. That was the most we had in common. So when I came back, we had nothing in common anymore. They always wanted to smoke. They always wanted to go out. I was just on another level. They were still kids to me. They were still stuck, right? In a phase that I was not in, right? So guess what? Those friendships end. They slowly faded because I didn't smoke anymore. They wasn't on my level. I wasn't at their level anymore. I had risen to the occasion. I had risen in mindset. I had risen in belief system. I had risen in money. I had risen. So this is why you can't have friends when you're going where you're going. You can't have friends because the majority of men are losers. And this is how many men who can actually be something in life, this is how many men get stuck. This is how they get stuck because they're surrounded by mediocrity, right? Other men telling them, "Oh, you don't have to do all that. Just go ahead and go to the warehouse, go to Job Corps, get you a nice little job, 20 an hour, 25 an hour. Yeah, they pay real good. Make sure you get some overtime, right? Go and find you a good woman. Go and find you a good woman, right? Get married and have a whole bunch of kids. That's all you need to do, right? Does that sound like a happy life, Ninja? Is that a life that you want to live? Or is that a life that is being programmed into your simpleton head? Hmm? Hmm? See, now is the time for you ninjas to start thinking on your own accord. Stop thinking like the herd. The herd is the herd for a reason. They move as a group. They move as a unit, even in mediocrity. They move as a group in mediocrity. They move as a group in delusion. As soon as you start stepping the other way, they're going to be looking at you like, is he crazy? Oh, we ain't never went that way. No, you can't go that way. You can't go that way. We've never went that way. What? Well, how? What are you doing? You're breaking the programming. Yeah, you'll see. They'll start malfunctioning. When you want to do better, be better, see better, travel, right? No more are you entertaining mediocre hoes. You're not entertaining mediocre hoes anymore, right? Why are you entertaining mediocre hoes? You're supposed to be treating your body like a temple. Only the best of the best get access to this Disney. Only the best. So guess what that means? That means you go longer periods of time without doing anything. That means you can focus more. That means you can harness that energy and turn it into something. That means you can really focus on your goals and your aspirations and what you believe in. Because guess what? Now you're not just being googly eyed to every woman you come across because you're in scarcity mode, right? That's many of your problems, right? One men, a lot of men, especially in America, they're in a scarcity mindset. They don't know what abundance feel like. They don't know what it feels like to have access to beautiful women. They don't know what it feels like to have access to women in general, many of them. But when you start upping the standards, guess what? It enables super focus. Yep, that's what I'm calling it. It enables super focus when you start to increase your standards because now you're grinding because you want more out of life, more life, right? You want more money out of life. You want more women out of life. You want better women, better quality woman out of life. You want better cars. You want better hoes. You want a better standard of living. You want a whole different kind of timing, my guy. So increase your standard and see how that super focus start working out for you. Because best believe when you turn super focus on, those mediocre hoes that you used to deal with, you're not going to want to deal with them anymore. They don't meet your standards. They don't meet your weight standards. They don't meet your beauty standards. They don't meet any of your standards. They don't meet your femininity standards. They don't meet your submission standards. They don't meet any of your standards. They don't meet your elegance. They don't meet any of it. Turn on super focus, right? You can only enable super focus when you start focusing on the right things. When you start upping these standards, when you start getting rid of no good as people in your life. And that includes family members, that includes cousins, that includes primos, that includes primas, that includes abuela, grandma, grandpa, that includes everybody. Brothers, sisters, hermanos, or hermanos, however you pronounce it. See, I'm giving y'all game that you need. All 2025, the rest of 2025 over with, right? Going into 2026, this is the way. This is the way that you should go. Because I'm telling you right now, if you're not willing to break out of these old habits, these old friendships, if you're not willing to level up, you're going to suffer with the people that you want to be friends with so bad. You're going to suffer with the people who you love so much. You're gonna suffer with the mediocre women that you want to be around so much. Let me tell you something, man. The world is big, the world is vast. There are women that exist, millions, billions of women that exist across the seas that exceeds your expectations. Beauty that you've never seen before. Beauty that'll make you cry. There are people who are on your level, on your same trajectory. They're waiting for you. You're waiting for them. But y'all can only meet if you're heading in that direction. No brakes, all gas. There are levels that you can get to in this world that previously you thought were impossible. You can only get to those levels when you turn on super focus, when you increase your standards. Stop being mediocre. Mediocrity is a death sentence now. Don't you understand? Mediocrity is a death sentence now. Mediocrity means poverty. Sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. Mediocrity means poverty. Mediocrity means settling for a life that you did not choose. You just thought that was a life for you because everybody else was living that life. So you thought that's just how that's supposed to be. That's all I seen in Midland, Texas. That's all I seen in Odessa. That's all I seen in Mississippi, in Jackson. That's all I seen. That's all I know. But this is why you got to get out of your comfort zone. This is why you got to cut everybody off. This is why you got to go into hyper focus, super focus. This is why you got to let it all go, let it all die, and become a new you. There are no friends when you're on this journey. Maybe at the end, maybe when you cross that finish line, maybe halfway there. But there are no friends on this journey. There are no friends when you're trying to transition. There's no friends when you're trying to up the standards. Because the majority are mediocre. The majority are below mediocre. Their job is to drag you down. Their job is to keep everything the same, right? Nothing ever changes. They have the same routine. They go to the same spots. They go to the same Whataburger, right? They go on the same vacations to Orlando. They don't do anything fantastic in life. Their whole existence is mediocre. So their whole job is to make sure that you remain mediocre too, because when you rise to the occasion, then you're going to show them a mirror to themselves. You're going to show how pathetic their lives are actually. When you start getting in the gym and getting in shape, you're going to hold a mirror to them and show how fat and how big of a slop they are. Right? When you start making money, they're going to start looking in their pockets like, damn, I'm broke. So rise to the occasion. Not for everybody else, but for you, for your own sake, so you don't get left behind. Because the world is moving, and it has no mercy on the weak. And that's an after pill. Make sure you sign up for the Patreon. The Escape Blueprint is the framework. The after pill is the ideology, and PFP life, purpose, freedom, and power is the way that you should live. Come over to the Escape Blueprint so I can shape your mind, give you the tools that you need to succeed in the new world, because the world is changing. Global powers are changing. The way that we do things, the way that money is made is changing. Come over there to the Escape Blueprint and learn something. And also, if you want to support the channel, Storytime is available. Become a member on YouTube as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I built a life. I built a family. I worked my hands raw to get here. And I'm not done. This is the Escape Blueprint, PFP life, a way out of the grind and into control. You'll learn how I stack cash, build systems, and reclaim time so you can live on your own terms. You will watch me maneuver and grind towards the life that I achieve for myself, and you can also do the same. Join the circle, join the Patreon, learn the steps, and protect your freedom. The Escape Blueprint, PFP Life.